Hello everyone and welcome to Hitbullseye. My name is Manish and in this video we are going to discuss the Bulldoze weekly current affairs for the second week of April 2022. So in this video we will be having a look at some of the most important issues during the last week, and let's get started. So the topics that we are going to cover are: number one, India's agriculture exports. So we will take a look at India's agriculture exports. So agriculture exports of India have actually been, registering an impressive growth. So we will have a look at what that is and what are the implications of that for India. Because recently we have seen a controversy regarding the farm bills and it was kind of resolved. So all eyes are on the agriculture and whether the surplus production that India has, would India be able to, make use of that extra production by exporting, by increasing its trade. So all that seems to be, falling in place. Next, the scientists, the astronomers have made a discovery. An identical twin of Jupiter has been discovered. So an identical twin of Jupiter has been discovered, around 17,000 light years away from the Earth, although, but it's still a significant discovery. The CRPF Valor Day 2022 was celebrated on 9th of April. So we will have a look at that. What is CRPF? Some important facts about CRPF and why is CRPF Day celebrated on the 9th of April. Then India's first case of XE variant has been, registered in Mumbai. So XE variant is a recombinant variant of COVID-19. So it has raised fresh concerns among the people about the, the spread of the virus. Fresh concerns among the people. So it remains to be seen whether this becomes the next big thing or whether it is muted. So we will have a look at that. Then the Pinaka Mk1 enhanced rocket system that has been recently test fired. We will take a look at some of its details. In sports, the World Doubles Squash Championships are going on in Scotland, and two Indians have emerged as the gold medal winners in the event for the first time. So we will have a look at those players. The One Station, One Product initiative by the Indian Railways has started to take off. It has started taking off. So we will have a look at that as well. Right. Then the next news is the Kangarati Tea has got GI tag. The geographical indication tag has been received by the Kangarati Tea. So we will see what is that. Then two persons who have been in news in the last 1 week, Manoj Soni and Shehbaz Sharif. We will see why these prominent personalities have been in news. Missile Helina has been test fired. So we will take a look at that. And then there is a country that has become the first country in the world to give legal rights to wild animals. Basically, there was an animal which was transported to a zoo, and a few days after that, the animal died. And the highest court of that country has decided to confer legal rights on animals so that such animal rights violations can be curtailed. And finally, Jallianwala Bagh massacre was commemorated yesterday as the 103rd anniversary of the brutal massacre. So we will have a look at that as well. Let's get started. First is India's agriculture exports. So the agriculture exports of India have, for the first time after so many years, surpassed the $50 billion mark during the financial year 2021-22. So this is for the first time that the agriculture exports have surpassed this limit. And it is due to the increased export of sugar, rice, and wheat. These are the three most important commodities whose exports have gone up. And this data is maintained by DGCIS, that is the Directorate General of Commercial Intelligence and Statistics, and it functions under the Ministry of Commerce and Industry. So it's a really good news for India that agriculture exports have picked up, because every year we see news regarding, surplus food grains rotting in the godowns. So it's better if it is fed to the poor, and if it is exported, so that we can earn something, we can generate value through that. So last year it was around $41 billion, but this year it is $50 billion, which is almost 20% increase from the last year. And the greatest increase has been in rice. At number 2 is wheat, and at number 3 is the sugar. Next, the astronomers have discovered an identical twin of Jupiter dubbed as K2 2016 BLG 0005LB. So it's a bit of a complicated name, but that's how they do it. So this identical twin of Jupiter has been discovered. Now, why are we calling it an identical twin of Jupiter when it is not even in the solar, in the solar system? It's 17,000 light years away from the Earth. It is an exoplanet, and it was detected by the Kepler Space Telescope in 2016. So why are we calling it an identical twin? Because just like Jupiter is about 420 million miles away from the sun, that planet is also 420 miles away from its star. So our star is sun, their star is, of course, different. So it has a similar mass also. This is the first similarity, and a similar location. So 2 similarities are there. And this study was published in a journal of the Royal Astronomical Society, which is one of the most acclaimed astronomical societies in the world. So this is a good discovery, and we should know about it. Next, the CRPF Velour Day has been celebrated on the 9th of April every year, and it is a tribute to the brave men of the Central Reserve Police Force. So CRPF is Central Reserve Police Force, and it is one amongst the so many other paramilitary forces in India. For example, the Central Industrial Security Force, the Sashastra Seema Bal, then you have Indo-Tibetan Border Police, then you have BSF, Border Security Force, and then there is Assam Rifles. These are the 5, and CRPF is the 6th one. So these are the 6 paramilitary forces of India. The difference between, Army, Navy, Air Force on one side, and all these paramilitary forces on the other side, number 1 is about the operational accountability, you can say, because these 6 paramilitary forces, they come under the guidance and jurisdiction of the Home Ministry, Ministry of Home Affairs, because they are primarily dealing with internal security. Whereas Army, Navy, and Air Force are under the Defense Ministry because they deal with the external security. So the CRPF Day is celebrated on 9th of April, and it was started in 1965. So that way, this year, it was the 57th CRPF Velour Day. So in 1965, on this day, a small contingent of CRPF created history by defeating an invading Pakistani army, because we know 1965 Indo-Pakistan War was fought. So in that war, a small contingent of CRPF men had defeated a large contingent of Pakistani army, and had killed 34 Pakistani soldiers and captured 4 alive. And they had won this theater of the war, which was in the run of Kutch, Gujarat. So as a tribute to that, this day was declared as the CRPF Velour Day. So that is why it is celebrated on this day. Next, India's first case of XE variant. XE variant is, it is a variant of COVID-19, and the first case has been reported from Mumbai. Now, according to World Health Organization, the new subvariant XE is a hybrid strain of BA.1 and BA.2. So XE is a hybrid or recombinant of two subvariants. See, basically, COVID had so many variants. One of the variants was Omicron that brought the recent wave in India in the months of January and February. So of Omicron, there were certain subvariants. So two of those subvariants were BA.1 and BA.2. Now these two subvariants have combined, or a recombinant variant has emerged. The problem with this variant is, according to WHO, it could be the most transmissible COVID-19 strain ever discovered. Although how lethal it would be, it has not been known, but it is going to be the most transmissible. That is something that has been established by the WHO. And the cases of the next waves have been already witnessed in US, UK, and China. In China, there are many cities that have even imposed you can say health emergency. In many cities of China, even lockdown has been imposed. So that is also something that you should know about. Next. Next, the Pinaka Mk1 enhanced rocket system. So this is developed by the Defense Research and Development Organization, DRDO, and Indian Army, and they have successfully flight tested it. And basically, Pinaka Mk1 already was there in the Indian system, but this is an enhanced rocket system, and it was displayed this year at the Republic Day Parade as well. So this picture that you can see here is from this year's Republic Day Parade 2022. And the Pinaka rocket system has been test fired in the Pokhran firing range. So the two systems that have been included are Pinaka Mk1 enhanced rocket system and Pinaka area denial munition system. And these are highly efficient for neutralizing the targets, neutralizing the invading missiles coming from the enemy. In sports, in a significant achievement, so just like last year, Neeraj Chopra created history by becoming the first athlete to win an individual gold medal at the Olympics. Now, first track and field athlete he was, not the first individual gold medal winner, because before him, Abhinav Bindra had won the individual gold medal in shooting. But Neeraj Chopra is the first gold medal winner from India in athletics. So just like that, in the World Doubles Squash Championship, it is for the first time that an Indian duo has won the gold medal. And those two players are Deepika Pallikal Karthik and Saurabh Ghoshal. So Deepika Pallikal Karthik and Saurabh Ghoshal have won the mixed doubles title at this championship, which was held in Glasgow in Scotland. So the names of these two players, the names of the championship, and the venue of the championship are all important. In the final, they defeated the pair of England to clinch the first gold medal for India at this championship. So India has never before won this title. That is a significant achievement. Next, One Station, One Product initiative. So in this year's budget, the Ministry of Railways had announced that every railway station would be developed for one specific product, because railway stations can be a really good source of popularizing the native products and creating a niche economy or a niche market for those products. So this gave rise to the One Station, One Product initiative, and it has first been introduced by the South Central Railway. The South Central Railway. So the South Central Railway has started it, and the first station where it was being tested was Tirupati. Now, along with Tirupati, there have been certain other stations where it has been implemented, and in these stations, indigenous and local products and programs will be promoted. For example, what all is being promoted at the Tirupati station? The Kalamkari products. Kalamkari, a very famous art form of Tirupati. Kalamkari, then wood carvings, which are again very famous in Tirupati. Right? Then Tirupati laddus will also be there. So all those products which have either a GI tag or any other important distinction that identifies itself with that particular area, all of them will be displayed on the station under this initiative. This will give rise to the local economy, as well as it will improve tourism as well. Kangarati tea to get GI tag. So Kangarati tea, which is of course, so Kangra is in Himachal Pradesh. So Himachal Pradesh Kangra tea is very, very famous. It has a unique flavor. So it will soon get the European Commission's GI tag, which will help Kangra tea to get an opportunity to enter the European market. So people in the European countries seems to like tea a lot. Kangarati already has Indian GI tag, which it got in 2005. But if it gets the European Commission's GI tag, that is going to increase its sales and going to increase its reach into the European continent. Since 1999, the cultivation of this tea has improved constantly in the Kangra region of Himachal Pradesh. So if the exports of this tea increase, then it will be a great news for the economy of Kangra. So the importance of Kangra tea can be explained with this picture. So it has just 3% caffeine and amino acids. So it is a health nourishing tea. So that is how it is marketed. It has certain health benefits as well. Next, Manoj Soni has become the new UPSC chairman. So UPSC is Union Public Service Commission. So Mr. Manoj Soni was earlier a member of the UPSC, and UPSC is a constitutional body. Constitutional body. And the chairman of UPSC is appointed by none other than the President of India. So Mr. Manoj Soni is the new chairman of UPSC, and he has been appointed to replace the previous chairman, Pradeep Kumar Joshi. As the most important recruitment body of the government of India, the UPSC conducts interviews and tests for the highest designations in the government. For example, the IAS exam is conducted by the UPSC, the NDA exam, the CDS exam, Assistant Commandant exam in the CRPF. So all these exams are conducted by the UPSC. It is also consulted on the matters of recruitment or methods of recruitment and promotion to various designations under the state governments and the center. So it is the most premier recruitment agency of the government under the constitution. So it's an important designation that Mr. Manoj Soni is now going to occupy. Another person in news a lot this week was Shehbaz Sharif. So as you can see his picture over here. So Mr. Shehbaz Sharif is the new Prime Minister of Pakistan. So he is the 23rd Prime Minister of Pakistan, and he was elected unopposed through voting in the National Assembly. He was till now the Pakistan's opposition leader, and after some crisis over the Imran Khan legacy, or you can say Imran Khan's term, Mr. Shehbaz Sharif has taken over as the Prime Minister of Pakistan. He's a 70-year-old man, and he belongs to the Pakistan Muslim League Nawaz, PMLN, and he is the brother of former Pakistan PM Nawaz Sharif. So all these are important facts you should know. Most importantly, Pakistan Muslim League Nawaz. This is what you should know. The party to which Mr. Shehbaz Sharif belongs. In another news, the missile Helina has been test fired, and it has been test fired by a team of scientists from DRDO, Defense Research and Development Organization, Indian Army, and Indian Air Force jointly. So all these three have jointly conducted the successful flight test of this missile, and it has been launched by or from a helicopter. So it's an indigenously developed helicopter launched anti-tank guided missile, Helina. So till now, the only most prominent anti-tank missile of India has been NAG, the NAG missile, which is under the Integrated Guided Missile Development Program. But now Helina has been test fired, and it also can work in high altitude ranges. The flight trials were conducted from an advanced light helicopter, ALH, and it is one of the most advanced anti-tank weapons in the world, and its range is 7 kilometers, which is pretty decent considering that it is an anti-tank missile. And it has been developed specifically by DRDL Hyderabad, or Defense Research and Development Laboratory, Hyderabad. Next, Ecuador has become the first country in the world. So the name of the country is extremely important. Ecuador has become the first country in the world to give legal rights to wild animals. So this happened because there was a woolly monkey named Astralita. So this Astralita monkey was taken from her home to a zoo where she passed away just a week later. So the image that you can see is of Astralita. So she was just a week old, a woolly monkey, and she passed away just a week later. So that raised questions from the animal rights activists about the treatment meted out to her at zoo, or that she was too small to survive in a zoo. So the court ruled in favor of Astralita and said that her rights had been violated by the government and also by the person who, carried it at the private property or at an individual level. So now we're talking about animal rights. This is something new, something progressive. Although organizations like PETA, that is People for the Ethical Treatment of Animals, organizations like this have always been fighting for the rights of the animals. But as far as other countries are concerned or governments are concerned, they have never given serious thought to the animal rights. So Ecuador has become the first country to legalize animal rights. Next, Jallianwala Bagh massacre. So on 14th of April, in fact on 13th of April, 1919, a massacre took place in the Jallianwala Bagh in Amritsar, where hundreds of people, in fact thousands of people, were killed who were protesting peacefully against the Rowlatt Act. So the British governor, Lord Wiley or Curzon Wiley, so there are two persons, so do not get confused between those. One was General Dyer and one was Colonel Reginald Dyer. So this one was the governor of Punjab who gave the orders for shooting, and General Dyer was the person who was in command at that time on the field. So it was Colonel Reginald Dyer who was killed by Sardar Udham Singh in London many years later. But General Dyer died a natural death. So he was the one who immediately took orders and implemented it. But the ultimate order was given by Colonel Reginald Dyer. So Jallianwala Bagh is now a memorial, and this year marks the 103rd year of the Jallianwala Bagh incident. Right? So these were the news that we had to cover. And that is all for this particular video. If you liked the video, please let us know your thoughts in the comment section. If you like these news, you can check out our website by clicking on the links in the description below. So in the description, there are links given to our website on which you will find many more such material free of cost if you register yourself. So that is all for this week. Thank you so much. See you in the next class. Take care.